Well, welcome to a down home short. This is not a long form video, but rather it's me walking around. Walk with me is what I often say. So I'm going to take you on a short walk just underneath the canopy here in the Philippines at our house. And I'm going to talk to you about procrastination and long-term and short-term thinking. A lot of people think that procrastination is nothing more than laziness. In actual fact, it's not laziness at all. What it is, it's an emotional regulation, if you will. It's a way to release pressure. It's you could call it a coping mechanism. So what you do is you've got a large project that's in front of you, and you don't want to do the large project. You're putting off the large project because it sounds like too much work to you. So what you do is you scroll Facebook, or you go get a snack, or you look at YouTube, and you lose hours in the process. And what happens in the meantime? In the meantime, the big project gets bigger, at least in your mind, and it also comes closer. So the deadline is getting closer, and the stress level is going up. If we've got a foggy brain, or if we have depression, then we're not able to take that large project and break it into the smaller pieces. So let me show you what happened yesterday. I've been fighting a small infection, and I've been on antibiotics, and those antibiotics have been making me tired. The edge is off, if you will. And I was having a hard time getting going yesterday. And I did lots of things like check analytics, and I checked on videos, and I checked on content, and I went to vidIQ and did all of those things. And it was kind of office work, you might say. And I was putting off recording, which is what I knew that I really needed to do. And finally, the afternoon showed up, and I picked up a tripod. And I opened up the tripod and I put it on the floor. And then I went and I picked up another tripod and I put it on the floor near the other tripod. And on top of the first tripod, I screwed in my gimbal. And on top of the second tripod, I screwed in my ring light. So now I'm ready to record, sort of. So I grabbed my bag, pulled out my microphone, pulled out my transmitter, and plugged it into my phone. I set my phone and balanced it in the gimbal, and before you know it, I was ready to record. What I can tell you is when I picked up the first tripod, I had no idea that I would make it all the way through putting up another tripod. I thought for sure that all I was doing was sort of setting up. But that was the magic. When I got done, I went ahead and I recorded not one, but two videos. One was a short video, about 10 minutes, and the other one was considerably longer. So all that to say that when I was finished, and the longer video was not shot in one take. It took 4 takes. And not only did it take 4 takes, but I'm going to, in editing, have to put those in a sequence, something that's a little bit harder to do. But when I was finished, I was spent, and I laid out on the bed. And I laid out on the bed victorious, because what had happened was I'd set up my studio and I had recorded, and I was victorious. I had overcome the feeling of being tired. I had overcome whatever procrastination might have been there. So, if you've got a big project, do your best to break it down into parts and go. So you say, well, how about the long and the short-term thinking? The short-term thinking wants to avoid the big project. You want relief now. You want the snack now. You want to scroll Facebook now because this is the relief that you're seeking. But long-term thinking says, if I get those 2 videos recorded, and if I get those 2 videos rendered and scheduled, it gives me margin. It gives me time that I don't have to do anything, because once they're scheduled, they will drop and they will be published right on schedule. So long-term and short-term thinking are different. And short-term thinking is not the path that I want to take. I want to take the long-term view, set up margin in my life so that I can enjoy the simplicity that the carnivore lifestyle has afforded me. So I hope to do another one of these. Actually, I hope to do them quite often. Walk with me.